First thing I actually want to say is I dropped a video or I did a live stream last week where I started off the live stream on the Millionaire Morning Show and I said, hey, change is good, change is to come, and we're going to make some changes. We're going to be eliminating some stuff or whatever, so on and so forth, right? So we wound up clipping that up. We dropped it yesterday on Sunday morning. And when I was looking at the feedback, because I like to, get feedback from you guys in order to understand exactly what's going on, what I realize is that the people that are typing in the chat right now, the Classy Beats, the Mr. Youngblood City, Mary Alazo, Latrell M, Keisha M, all of that, right? All of my people that I'm used to seeing on a regular basis. You guys understand because you're with me on a regular basis. You see me tapping in and continuing the live stream, and so I give you guys the updates. You follow along, y'all bag chasers, y'all getting into it. We're going to be linking up at the end of July, our first meetup for the year, and it's going to be awesome. So you understand what I mean as far as upgrade, changes, never stand stagnant, creating content, so on and so forth, right? But then I was looking at the comments, and I realized that I also have a lot of fair weather fans, meaning that people that don't necessarily tap in on a regular basis, but they tap in occasionally, some to support, some to hate watch, or whatever. And so some people were like, oh, man, you doing this because you losing and all of that. I'm like, you want to eliminate people from your circle because you got snakes? I don't understand that. And some of them were even subscribed to the channel. And so I'm like, man, you subscribing to the channel just to be able to say whatever it is that you want to say on a negative wave? Neither here nor there. Let me give a little bit of an update for those of you that are fair weather fans that may need a little bit more clarification. The only thing that we're eliminating from the platform is the Wednesday night live stream, okay? And the reason that we're removing it is so that we can upgrade and add more productive content. I want to move towards bigger issues. I want to transition the platform into a more professional setting. We still going to have a Monday night show. We still going to do after hours, and we still going to do all of that. And so you're subtracting so that you can add, and it is actually more work to produce bigger and better shows and all of that other type of stuff. But with that being said, two things that I want you to take away from this early morning monologue, so to speak, is first, keep working, keep producing, keep doing the thing that you know is the right thing to do, even if you have naysayers, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable, even if it's new, even if you're not familiar with it. Continue to progress, continue to endure. That's where all of the money is. That's where the success is. That's where the greatness is. And never get distracted by the small minority that have the biggest voices. Conversely, on top of that, I want you guys to also to understand that you're going to have to never take shortcuts, never acquiesce over into that silent negative voice, and never do things that's not going to be in your best interest as far as what your long-term results are. I was watching and I was having a conversation with somebody over the weekend, and they were telling me about, actually, it's so funny. I met a guy at the ATM, and then he was telling me about, yeah, man, and they had the YBI boys in Detroit and these people, and it was all supposed to be like some big-time drug dealers in the 70s and 80s and the 60s and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, man, I live right downtown. I'm right there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so, he had rolled up on his scooter or whatever. It's, easier way for you to be able to get around the city and stuff. And so he was an older black guy. And he was bragging to me about how him and his family had a 40-year run when it came to the drug game, even though they weren't the ones that were the biggest highlighted ones. And he didn't know who I was, right? And so he was just kind of just making conversation. And he was a really nice guy, right? And so he had no idea who I was. I never projected myself or said anything that would lead him to have a different disposition as far as saying, yeah, man, I got a YouTube channel or anything like that. As a matter of fact, most of the time when I meet people casually that don't know who I am in the streets, especially in Detroit, I kind of try to downplay myself. And I just want to be regular like everybody. I mean, I am regular like everybody else, but I did do over 90 million views last year across multiple different platforms. So I am the biggest live streamer / content creator inside of Detroit. However, that's just a little humble brag. But however, I'm not trying to project that in front of people in real life. I'm just chilling. I'm enjoying life. I'm going to the ATM. or whatever, right? And so he's so busy trying to impress me. And as a matter of fact, I just throw out some random stuff. So he was like, man, you a cool looking dude or whatever, man. Happy Father's Day. And I was like, oh, happy Father's Day to you, but I don't have no kids. I'm like, man, I ain't got no kids. He was like, what? Man, why you ain't got no kids? You need to be out here populating the earth or whatever. And so that's how we started the conversation. So I was acting like I didn't have a kid or whatever. And I just like to play with people when they just automatically wish me happy Father's Day. And I'm like, man, I ain't got no kids. I ain't messing with these chicks out here. And so we laughing or whatever. And he was like, man, listen, man, my family on this and my family on that. And we over here and they renting this from here. And he was telling me about all of these little hood spots. And he was saying that him and his family, and I forgot what the name of the family is. I wouldn't tell you even if it was had a such and such year run, a 40-year run. I mean, we went to jail, we got arrested, we did this and we did that, but we free now. And then my young bull, is that your car over there? And I was like, well, that's not my car, but I'm driving a friend's car. Oh, that's a sweet car over there. I'm like, oh man, I'll let him know that you thought it was sweet. He's like, yeah, man, I got a nephew, just got out of jail. He just got one of them. He said right after he get all of the stuff that he said that he wanted, he gonna go ahead and he gonna go straight and he ain't gonna never get back into the game again. And I was thinking to myself, perpetual victims, people that can't get out the game, people that took a shortcut in life and now they're looking to try to go straight and it's never going to happen because the money is too fast, but the jail time is too long also. And so I'm using that as an example, and it helped me to realize that I made the right decisions in life. I see a lot of real ones, right? I see a lot of people that try to champion their stripes, or even people that haven't been to jail yet, but they took them PPP loans, or even people that's not necessarily doing anything illegal, but they always trying to find a scheme, a flip, or quick money. I can make 100% of my money. I can double, I can flip it, I can triple it, I can do all of this stuff. Nobody actually wants to work anymore. Nobody actually want to stay down. You want everything yesterday. You got to be rich before you 22, 23 years old. You don't want to actually vet for and then look for the person that you're supposed to marry, women and men. And so you hurry up and get to it and you try to get on these apps and then you can't really understand why you keep taking trauma into the next relationship and the next relationship. Life is a game of patience, endurance, and then doing the right thing long enough to actually be able to manifest the results. The success is the long game. Success is a long game. It is not an early feeling. It is not something that you get immediately. It is not something that you hurry up and do. Life is a lifetime. It takes 30 years to be 30 years old. It takes 40 years to be 40 years old. It takes 50 years to be 50 years old. And if you're doing life the right way, you'll continue to enjoy it, and it'll be something that you continue to go from growth to growth, from greatness to greatness, from phenomenal to phenomenal. And your purpose won't just be to just get rich. That's why the word of God says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. I mean, I know we joke and we entertain a lot on this platform and we have a lot of conversations, but in reality, I'm giving you the blueprint to think differently so that you'll have a different mindset and make better decisions on a regular basis that long-term manifest the best results. It's not a shortcut. Once you cross that path, you're never going to be able to undo what you saw. Let's say you go into the casino and you get a quick hit. All of a sudden, you think you can do it multiple different times. Now you got a lifetime of suffering because you had this mentality to go into it. You got that quick dopamine hit and you can't get away from it. It's the same thing when it comes to relationships. It's the same thing when it comes to business. It's the same thing when it comes to money. Same thing when it comes to selling drugs. Same thing in life. You don't want to mess yourself up by thinking or trying to get into something and do it so quickly that you can't even enjoy what life has to offer, and the ups and the downs and the woes and the suffering and the greatness and the triumphs that you then have as far as doing things the right way. Don't take no shortcuts. You're going to be tempted, especially in the social media era, especially when it comes to everybody that's out here lying and projecting and acting like they're getting it. And that's why I show the receipts. People get mad at a lot of times because I show the receipts, but I also show you the failures. I also talk about the things that I went through in the past. I also tell y'all that I held it down for the first 10 years and went broke and then held it down for another 7 or 8 years and then leveraged that information that I learned when I went broke in order to ultimately get to the space that I am in now. That is more important for me to make sure that I add value into my daughter's life. I'm telling you, bro, listen, Before I started doing anything for myself, I made sure that everybody else around me was good. I had to make sure that my daughter's college fund was paid. I had to make sure that my chick was straight, that if anything else happened to me, that they would be able to be straight for the rest of their lives. I had to make sure that my family was taken care of, my employees was taken care of. When we do things, ultimately, we pay everybody first. When we get a check, when you are a business owner, when you a man, when you a leader, you take care of everybody else first, and then you go and get yours. That way, when you go get yours, not only are you comfortable and you don't have to worry about anything, but you can live in bliss. But also on top of that, you ain't got to worry about nobody complaining about you going and get yours because they got theirs first. Everybody is taken care of. It is a blueprint to life. The race isn't given to the swift, but is given to he who endureth to the end. It is not a race. It is a marathon. Life is long. Everybody keeps saying life is short. You got to get it, YOLO, whatever. They be messed up, bro. Toe up, no retirement. Everybody got to do a GoFundMe because they was stunting now. They get these high interest rates. They mess up their life. They pay for these crazy arms. Man, that's how all of these banks, all of these entities, that's how the check cashing places all take advantage of people that have that short-term mentality because they know because you're emotional and you're trying to get it quick and you think that you can overcome and you can skip steps in order to become successful. That's how they capitalize off of you. That's why they call it fast food. It's not necessarily good for you, but at the same time, it makes you feel good. It gives you some level of comfort. And so instead of you taking a long way and taking a way that's actually going to be more fruitful for you, and we all make mistakes. None of us is perfect. That's why it's so easy for me to joke and laugh about stuff and use people as an example. I see a lot of y'all be getting upset. I seen somebody sent me a video of a woman that did a reaction video to me because I was talking about big backs. I did a segment where Atlanta's water crisis and the streets and the pavement and the infrastructure is crumbling. And then I was talking about Meg Thee Stallion canceling her concert there. And I was saying that when Meg Thee Stallion came here, that it was a whole lot of big backs. Everybody get these jokes. I don't listen. Y'all joke on me. We laugh about it. I'm a joke on you. If you want to be a part of the diversity, equity, and inclusion club, then that means that you're going to get these jokes just like everybody else. We don't spare people. We don't spare feelings. If you feeling some type of way about it, then lose weight. If you don't want nobody to talk about how big your back is, then lose weight. Especially if it's something that's controllable. We talk about it. We talk about girls with big foreheads. We talk about guys that be being stupid. We make examples out of them, all of that. So all I'm really telling you is to enjoy life. Enjoy the ups and the downs and the growth that comes along with life. And then at the same time, don't take no shortcuts because it's much more fruitful to do it the right way. All right?